What is going on, guys? It's Kevin here with ModMyMods, and it is a lovely Friday afternoon. It is beautiful outside. It is like 62 degrees out or something like that. It's a heck of a lot better temperature-wise than it was on Tuesday. Tuesday it was like 30-something, and there were definitely snow on the ground. So it is a beautiful Friday afternoon. Thanks everybody for being here on the ModMyMods news update. Today we are going to take a very short flight from Greater Rochester International Airport up to Watertown, which is just a little bit farther north up along the coast of the Ontario Lake there. A little bit farther north than it's basically follow 81 all the way up north. So that's basically about that. So we are going to take off from here, and then once we get up into the air, we will go ahead and talk a little bit about some of the things that I found on the internet, some of the new deals that I saw, as well as a new product that we have on our website as well. So without further ado, let's jump right on into it and start the big game segment. Today we are going to be flying the Airbus A320neo, which is my preferred method of travel, at least these days. So let's get right on into it. Mr. Tiny Tim, yourself, Timmy P, thanks for being here. Mr. Deacons, Blake, appreciate you being here as well. And Mr. Kevin James Daly, TPB Mods, thanks for being here. And also Timmy P, Tiny Tim, is also PC Works. So thanks for being here, my friend. I appreciate you guys joining me today. So today we are going to start off by getting this lovely aircraft up in the air and running. We're going to start the APU, which is the auxiliary power unit, by basically turning on the APU generator, the APU bleed, the master switch, and the starter. We're going to go ahead and turn on the lighting for everything. Not that we really need it for today, because it's not too bad. I am going to turn on the anti-ice just to be safe. Not a big deal if you have it on or off, at least today, because it is relatively cool out, or relatively warm outside, so we should be okay. I'm going to initiate the pushback as we talk to this is going to be Rochester approach and get our IFR clearance, which you can't hear. There you go. Now you can hear it. Alright. Squawk is 22446. Whoa, Hans, I didn't know that. Elite Dangerous is free on the Epic Store today. And now that you've said that, I'm going to go redeem that right now. So thank you. Thank you for the heads up. Alright, we're now engaging pushback. Turn this to that. Talk to traffic. We're going to select a runway for takeoff. We're going to use runway 10. And how far? Yeah, we're far enough back. Okay, let's turn on these engines. Let's get going. Let's get it spooled up, shall we? Hey, look at that. There's a plane coming in for landing right now. Isn't that cool? That'll be $10. Yeah, I'll, is there an IOU or something that I can do? Look at that. Not bad, not bad. Pretty cool. No good advice is free. Well, here at ModMyMods, we disagree with that. Because you know how many people call and ask us for help? Well, we definitely give out the free help. Oh, whoa, those are relatively back-to-back, like, relatively close landings right there. You better be getting your buns off that runway there, sir. You got a plane coming in about ready to land. Better hurry it up. That one's come from KORD, which is Orlando. I make that flight quite a bit, actually, which is pretty cool. So, but again, thanks everybody for joining me today. Again, as a quick recap, we are flying from Rochester, Greater Rochester International Airport. That plane is still on the runway. Traffic did not say you are cleared to land, Romeo Papa Alpha 4827. I'm sorry. Just saying. I mean, he's still on the runway. Inbound. Oh, they're landing on runway 10. Okay, that's cool. Well, I'm going to taxi to runway 10. Yeah, so today we're going to be taking off from Rochester, going to Watertown here. We are taking off in... actually, with the wind behind us, which is typically not the standard operating procedure for taking off in a plane. You want to take off into the wind. That way you are fighting the wind throughout the entire process. You don't exactly want to be... you don't want to be having the wind behind you, because that can change how fast your plane is actually going and how quickly you will be creating lift. So... that's ideally not the most efficient, or, well, not the preferred way of doing it. However, today, to make it efficient for our flight, we are going to be leaving out of runway 10. So, leaving Greater Rochester International Airport, going to be headed to Watertown, which is actually where most of my family is from. Well, actually, a little bit farther north than that, but that's beside the point. Watertown's probably the closest town in reference to where we are originally based from. So, I guess we'll have the captain do his little speech here, right? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. I wanted to give you a nice warm welcome from the flight deck. Everyone here aboard ModMyMods Air. Flight number 913. We'll be leaving Greater Rochester International. As you can see, we're on the taxiway headed over to runway 10. We'll be climbing to a modest 5,000 feet for this short flight here, headed out, and will take us about 20-25 minutes. So to be perfectly honest with you, keep all of your electronic devices stowed in airplane mode for the duration of the flight, because by the time we get up to our cruising altitude, we'll be getting ready to land. So no point in doing that. Temperature here in Rochester is about 62 degrees. We will be headed to Watertown, where the temperature is about 56 degrees. So hopefully you brought a light jacket. Seems to be going to be a relatively warm weekend, so hopefully you enjoy your stay up here at Watertown. But we'll be getting departed here in just a couple minutes. We are taxiing to the runway 10, and we will get you to your destination in a jiffy. Like I said, relatively quick flight, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight, and welcome aboard ModMyMods Air. I think I'd be a pretty decent pilot. Just saying. Anyways, we are going to basically tell them that we are departing towards the north-south-east today, which is number 7. Yep, we're getting the hell out of here. And because I'm paranoid, I always look both ways. I didn't look both ways when I was crossing the runway because it didn't say that anybody was coming. But right now, I'm going to check. I did. That sounds great. Let's get ourselves right onto this runway here, and we will get going. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing pretty good. It's a Friday. I'm happy that oh, I forgot to engage the flaps. Probably should do that. It is a Friday. It's beautiful outside. I'm gonna probably get out of here in a little bit and go. Well, actually, tonight is Dungeons and Dragons, which is fantastic. We enjoy doing that with our beloved wordsmith Brennan. Okay, it looks like we are good to go. I am now clear. I'm going to turn off auto throttle because the hell with that, and blast these engines and rip the paint right off of this. Let's go, shall we? That is correct. Yep, that's a 1,500 or 5,000. Okay. And and away we go. And that's V1. And rotate. And gear up. Flaps 1. And change the trim just a little bit here. And flaps 2. Let's contact Cleveland Center on 127.4475. We'll continue our climb here. Altimeter 3037. So let's change this. 37. Okay, we're going to turn the flight director on and turn autopilot on. That way I can adjust our range here. Yeah, as you can see, I don't even get to turn it all the way up to its maximum nautical mile setting, which is just, this is just adjusting how far you can see on the actual screen down here. So now that we are roughly at our cruising altitude, there we are. Let's go ahead and pull back on the throttle here. Because we are a little bit lower in the altitude, we're going to be kind of skimming across these clouds here. That is actually Lake Ontario. Down there is going to be Irondequoit Bay. I used to live right over there, actually. Now I live over on this side of the bay there. But that is the Great Lake of Ontario, one of the many Great Lakes. So this wobble, if you guys are playing Microsoft, oops, slow down. Yeah, I'll turn on the brakes. Okay, here we go. If you guys are playing Microsoft Flight Simulator and you get this wobble that's going on here, it is a known bug. It is supposed to sway back and forth just slightly. However, it's not supposed to be that bad. So if you go up to the top panel here, the flight controls here, and you turn off the SEC1, which allows, it adjusts the elevation control and the, I think it's the side, the altimeters as well. But it basically, as you can see, completely, boom, good to go. Relatively smooth flight from here on forward. So that being said, we got the autopilot set. That is all good to go. And all right, let's take a look at it and see what we found. Doing well, but super sad I missed the few flow meters on the website. First time I saw them on the site and they were already sold out. Yes, I totally understand. Wait, the flow meter, I hope they weren't the Aqua Computer ones, because we haven't, I don't think we got those in yet. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check. But they might have put some of them in available from direct from Aqua Computer, and they might have been automatically thrown in. So, Jason, thanks for being here, my friend. I appreciate it. Hans, again, thank you for being here. Mr. Kevin James Daly, you're the best. I know you're here. Timmy P, again. Everybody that's here, thank you very much. All right, so let's talk about some things that I did see today. I haven't really seen a whole hell of a lot of good Black Friday deals. However, I have seen, let me turn this down just a little bit there so we're not getting blasted by the radio here. I did see that the Logitech G15 mechanical keyboard is on sale. It's only $100. So if you like your standard issue, if you like the standard issue black keyboard, kind of like I have, well, that's what I'm using right now. It's one of the Aorus, I think this is a G7, G9, I don't remember what it is. But it is just a plain Jane black keyboard. It does have RGB, I turn all that off, but it has the mechanical keys. This particular Logitech one has the GX Brown switches, which are actually a really nice key. If you've used the GX version of those switches, the Browns are actually pretty nice. But it also has the RGB and everything like that. It is a nice keyboard. I would definitely say if you're in the market for getting a new keyboard, a black one, and you like the plain Jane just like I do, this is definitely one to take into consideration. On top of that, the other thing that I did see that was on sale was the monitor that I have at my house that I've been using, the 2K 32-inch curved. It's not exactly crazy discounted, but it is $350 now. And then there's also a $30 promo code as well. So technically you could get it for $320 and then have it shipped. And I think shipping was like $20. or something like that. I did the expedited shipping to make sure that I got it quickly because I'm impatient as hell. But yeah, it's not too bad. And then again, you also get the discount, the $30 off. So shoot, $320 for a 2K 32-inch curved monitor. That's not terrible. And I know that some people hate on it because it's a VA display and it's not as clear as IPS and stuff like that. I get it. But if you can't shell out the $1,600 that you want for the really, really nice monitor, this is definitely a reasonable substitute for the time being. So, yeah, the Aqua Computer ones, so they were just added to the shop, just showing us sold out. Yeah, that's very possible that they were added, but they haven't actually been created yet. So we fixed the new product page, which I know that you guys were complaining about that, so I'm glad that we were able to do that. We did finally fix that, so that's all good. And then, yeah, because that's exactly what's happening. We have new Aqua Computer stuff that's now being put onto the website. Our good friend Brony there, the customer service manager is actually the one doing that. So big thank you to him. And I'm just adjusting what is happening on here. All right, cool. That's great. But yes, as you can see, we did at least add the different water blocks that will be available for the 30 series from Aqua Computer and the back plates as well. And then I think on the next page is where you have the flow meter. And they also have the new blocks, too, which are coming out, too. Let's see. Let's just show a little bit more. How about 45? So on our website, the new Aqua Computer CPU blocks, wherever they are. There they are. Yeah. Okay, so for the AM, the new 3000 series, Zen 3 and the 5000 series chips for AMD. These are, so the chip itself actually heats in an offset way, like kind of like, I forgot what chip that AMD did that as well. But that's actually why these CPU blocks are offset like that. This is just the standard AM4, but this is the AM4 for the 3000 and the 5000 series right there. And as you can see, there's a difference between, obviously, the hole spacing and where that block resides. It's mostly because the chip generates all of the heat a little bit more on the southern part of the actual chip. Yeah, if you can actually get a chip. Yeah, that's funny that you say that, because I literally just got off the phone with JNCS, which is a awesome supplier of hardware for us, a local supplier of hardware for us here in Rochester. And I actually had to call for a 3970X, and they were like, yeah, we can't get 5,000. Good luck. And I said, yeah, I figured as much. But so yes, the new Kuplex Cryos Next blocks are on our website. Again, those are the new flow meters that you were talking about here. The new RGB sensor one that looks freaking cool. So I'm excited. But we'll see. Has anyone actually tested the difference? Are you, I guess, be more specific for me, Hans. The difference between the mounting holes and where they actually are, is that what you're getting at? Because if that's the case, then yes. I know that Aqua Computer did move, may or may not have a tray with a bunch of 5000 series. Well, well then I have really cool stickers. I can trade you a limited edition sticker for one of those things in your bin. Maybe. I don't know. It's probably not worth it for you. But yeah, so the offset for normal, I know that they did do a bunch of different testings for it, and they did decide on moving it down a little bit because they wanted to be able to dissipate the heat better. I don't exactly know what the major, like the actual number difference is, but I know that it was significant enough that they actually moved everything down. That was one of the things that they actually made mention to us not too long ago, saying, hey, yeah, definitely it helps quite a bit if you move it down. And oh, hey, look at that. I didn't even know Elfcool apparently makes their own leak tester now, too. Huh. Seems like everybody and their mom has a leak tester. But more importantly, you can actually now purchase one of these limited edition BIGKevin vinyl stickers if you'd like. As you can see, some people have already purchased them and have put them on their cars and their computers and stuff like that. You get a lovely sticker of this guy at some point if you want. But again, it's limited edition. We only have right now, I think there's only 50 of them available. So when they sell out, they sell out, and that's it. Boom, done. It's over. You ain't getting no more. I've seen random forum dudes claiming 7-ish degrees, which I call BS, which theoretically I would call BS too. However, I have actually personally been to the Aqua Computer warehouse where they manufacture everything and they do all of their crazy testing and all that. I wouldn't doubt it. The reason that I wouldn't doubt it is because they don't make changes to blocks like that. Major changes. I say major change. A significant change to the mounting and where that block is actually going to be without there being a reasoning behind it. They're very particular and, well, they're very German and know what they're doing when it comes to this and take a lot of pride in the products that they make. Very much like Watertown and AlphaCool. But they really have dialed this in to make it actually work better with it being offset like that. So, speaking of leak testers, what are your take on them and how useful are they? So, we leak test everything. Regardless of what it is, if we're putting a build together, it's getting leak tested, period. It doesn't necessarily matter what it is, whether it's a big build, a show build, a small build, a customer build, my personal build, whatever. A leak test is definitely a very helpful and handy thing to have. Now, I haven't used this particular one myself. I know that there's a lot of backlash on the the Aqua Computer one. I get that. Mostly because sometimes the plastic nipple where you thread on the pump and everything like that can actually get a little frayed, and that actually causes it to leak a little tiny bit. However, so when I go... I would agree. I think that is definitely a time saver and a point of confidence too. I mean, we pressure test way higher than the suggested rating is. That we just do. And the reason that we do is because when you push it past where it's theoretically supposed to be, then you definitely know it's not going to do what it leak, really. Now, that being said... Hey, there's the runway over there. Now, that being said, what ends up happening is that we leak test things, and that what it will do is basically show you where things are actually having issues. You know, you might have a slight, tiny little baby leak, and it might be coming from somewhere that you never even thought of. You know, maybe it's on the edge of a reservoir or something like that. Or maybe it's off of a fitting, a 90-degree fitting that doesn't have the right tolerances or something like that. It's definitely important to do a leak test. We typically leak test it for at least 12 hours, pressure tests. And then we'll go and put water in it without any power going to any of the electronics or anything like that. And then we will run the water just through it by itself without any power on any of the actual components like the hardware, and then do a test for that for about 24 hours to make sure that it's not leaking at all. But that's just our, standard operating procedure when it comes to that. So, but again, a lot of people might disagree with that and say that you need to leave it for 48 hours or whatever. I mean, shit, you'll know. You pump it up, you walk away, go make a sandwich, you come back, and if that needle is moved even slightly, you have a leak. period. Doesn't matter what, I don't care who you are. If you're a doctor, you're a scientist, you're an engineer, if the needle goes down, it's leaking somewhere, period. Now, it might not be that significant of a leak, but still, that's something that you'll have to determine if you're willing to chance or not. So, Hans, I was actually in an argument with a dude who thought it was idiotic. Turned out he did not know the basic thermodynamics and was possible to argue with. Well, I mean, obviously, he was a scientist. Clearly. He thought the only way was to fill it with coolant, heat it up, and if there was 99% of all leak happens, he failed to realize that heating up the coolant will cause pressure, which shows the leak. That's exactly it. That is precisely it. So, let's see here. Any specific recommendations on a leak tester? So, recommendations, I would say, basically, as long as it functions and you have... Oh, yeah. Yes, I would agree with that. Hans basically put it out perfectly. Don't trust the needle necessarily. Some of the leak testers, the pressure testers, they leak themselves straight from the actual gauge or something like that. So if you can, like Hans is saying, having a shutoff in between that definitely helps. Again, I've always used the Aquacomputer one. That has worked out very, very well for us. We haven't had any issues. You don't leave the pump on it, because if you leave the pump on it, the handle itself actually does have a weak seal around it, and is only supposed to be used to pump it up. So how do you verify if it's leaking then if the gauge itself can leak? Basically, a lot of the time people will just build their own. EK does have one that's not bad. I do think that the EK one is pretty good. Basically, if you can put a stop plug into the leak tester itself, like just a fitting and a stop plug, and then pump it up and see that the needle's not actually moving, obviously you have a good one. But it's hard to actually tell if that gauge is leaking or not. Yes, exactly. What Hans is saying. The Aquacomputer has a Darrell thread, which for the pump, which tends to break easily, and I agree with that as well. If I run the lines into my attic to get heat out of my office, would you recommend a stack of passive radiators or a fan-cooled pump radiator combo? All right. Let's see here. We're going to descend and maintain 3,500 feet. Gonna pop back over here for a second because we're coming for landing here at Watertown. If I wanted to run lines into my attic to get the heat out of my office, would you recommend a stack of passive radiators or a fan-cooled pump radiator combo? Depends on what the overall purpose of it is. If you're just trying to get, if you're trying to run a radiator externally up into your attic just because it's cooler up there, and still have it attached to your PC and everything like that, you're still going to want some sort of fans to dissipate the heat regardless. Yes, passive radiators do work in certain situations, but you still need airflow around them, and they still are going to generate heat in some way, shape, or form. I'm always a fan of having fans. Haha, I'm a fan of fans. Yeah, I know, that's ridiculous. But yes, I would have to say that passive radiators aren't necessarily always the greatest, especially when it comes to trying to be efficient with the cooling. You definitely want to, yeah, as Hans is saying, a single 120 millimeter radiator will outperform the passive ones in a heartbeat, and I would totally agree with that. I think that the passive ones are cool, they kind of work, but they only work in certain applications. And you still, again, need some sort of air to circulate around them. Funny enough, Beard of Doom, I'm pretty sure I was sharing one of your posts here. I'm actually going to pop back here for 2 seconds so we can take a look at it. Pretty sure this was you. No, it was Mark. Silence detect. I'm sorry. I shared something of yours the other day. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember. This awesome looking mouse I was just in love with for some reason, from some shape or form. This was definitely a very, very cool setup. I did share something of yours, though, the other day. Or it was earlier today. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, mate. I mine like a sieve when you're trying to do a million things at once. Yeah, maybe it was the old NZXT build. Yeah, because you were sharing some of the older stuff that you had done, right? I think, maybe? I don't remember. But make sure you go check out Bearded Doom. He's also on Twitter as well, and Instagram and Facebook and all of that stuff. He would appreciate that. And then, oh yeah, and then this shit. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that in a second. Okay, we're getting close to landing gear. So let me, I'm going to put down the air landing gear here. I'm going to hit flaps 1. We're relatively close to where we need to be. I apparently have the world's shortest pilot in the world. There we go, that's better. Is there an ILS? Is there an ILS in here? Oh, it doesn't look like there's any ILS for this one. Oh well. What are you going to do? Got to land it manually. That's fine. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for joining us today. We got there'll be another show on Tuesday next week. And obviously, if you ever need any sort of help or any info or anything like that, please reach out to us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or anything like that, and I'd be happy to help you out. Happy to help you out. All right, let's go down here. Let's go. I'm here. Alright, here we go. Let's go for... Now we're on final. Let's go flaps 2. We still are a little bit too fast. As you can see, the 4 dots to the left-hand side will basically tell you how high or how low you are. You want 2 white and 2 red. So theoretically right now I am a little bit too high. Oh, there is... Yeah, okay, there is navigation. There it is. The purple dots on the side of your altitude and your speed are the suggested speed and altitude for landing on the runway here. So we are getting pretty close. I need to slow down just slightly here. There's 1 red dot. That's a heck of a lot better than I was hoping. And now we are about right where we need to be on our final here. Alright, I'm going to hit flaps 2, which is full flaps here. Autopilot's been disabled for a while now. I'll give it a little bit more gas, more throttle here. I'll get in here. Yeah, I'm still a little bit too high. Yeah, but I'm also coming in relatively slow. 200. Alright, let's scoot down here a little bit here. Alright, no more speed, and we'll go ahead and turn the back end of the plane just slightly. There we go. That's not too bad. A little bit of a bounce there. It's a little, not terribly windy, but a little windy. That bounce kind of messed me up there a little, but that's okay. Not a big deal. We made it. And like I said, any landing that you can walk away from is a good landing, right? So there it is. We're now, see at Watertown here, there isn't really active tower throughout the whole thing, so you kind of have to announce yourself, let everybody know that you're coming in, and then you have to go find your parking. So that's what we're gonna do. And again, there is no active runway here, well, active tower, so you kind of have to figure it out yourself. Now, in theory, what I would be doing if I was playing X-Plane or something like that, I'd be pulling up a tablet. Typically, there's actually a tablet right here that tells you where it needs to go. You can actually pull up all of the different runway taxiways and stuff like that. And, yeah, so I think that's it. I'm gonna just call it right there. I'm gonna turn off the engines here, and that'll be it for today, at least for our flight. Boom, it counted. Wow, it actually counted my takeoff and my landing. That's interesting. Typically, it doesn't do that, but there was total flight time was 23 minutes and 25 seconds, so not too shabby. Apparently, I've been flying for a little bit. That's 51 hours and 34 minutes. I apparently like this game. So hopefully you enjoyed that quick little flight that we did there. Again, if you are into flying like I am, or any sort of piloting or anything like that, I highly suggest playing this. It's quite a bit of fun. You can do all these different activities and all sorts of fun stuff as well. All right, so let's hop back to the other thing that I was talking about and wanted to complain about and pretty much bitch and moan. This place called Extreme Builds on Facebook. It's a bunch of freaking, is aggravating as hell. As you can tell, there's 40 comments already, which are basically most of us who have built computers and have done modding and have gone to shows and have done all sorts of craziness when it comes to creating and modifying PCs. Now, this person or these people are, yeah, maybe credit the builder just for fun as well. You know, that'd be cool. Yeah, they're just posting an assload of different builds here and not giving credit to anybody. Yeah, Kevin James Daly, which I couldn't agree with you more. You know, it's pretty upsetting considering there's builds from everybody on here. I mean, builds from Hans, builds from TW mod, AKTW, from tons of different people. I'm having a blank right now. I know there's some from the Oris family as well as BitTech, Alex. I'm pretty sure that I saw one from Oracle Mods that was in here as well. I mean, it's just unacceptable. It's one thing to share mods and share builds and stuff like that, because we do it all the time. Hell, if you go to the ModMyMods page right now, I guarantee you there's probably a build on it. And unfortunately, well, fortunately, we always tag the people. So this is unacceptable. This is a bunch of bullshit, to be perfectly honest with you. At least tag the people that created these beautiful pieces of art and masterpieces of computers. Like, it's unbelievable. So yeah, I've been trying to report this and get this off of here. So yeah, there are plenty of Instagram pages that are much worse at it. I would agree, Hans. I would totally agree with that. And you're right. Luckily, there's only 700 people ish that follow it. But I try and do my due diligence when it comes to Instagram pages that are like this, and make sure that I tag the people that are important to it. The people that have actually gone through and spent the hundreds of hours to make a PC look the way that it is need to have some sort of credit. So, oh well, I guess hopefully the guy learned his lesson. On more fun news, I don't know if any of you play Escape from Tarkov, but there has been a slow update for the Woods area. This is a new little area that's now available in the Woods map, or will be in the Woods map here soon. But if you're interested in hopping to Escape from Tarkov, and you can check it out yourself. I honestly haven't played Tarkov in a while. To be honest with you, the whiners about, oh my god, I'm gonna lose my loot. That's kind of getting old. And the people that are just doing, honestly, what it was is that the people that are just sitting in a freaking bush by the exit, and they just sit there and they just wait for you to run by and then shoot you. And that's annoying as shit. Play the game. Don't be a puss nugget. Get out, go shoot. That's what the game's about. Play in a squad. Don't be a little twat waffle and just camp. That's annoying. So, that being said, go check out Escape from Tarkov. The new woods area is pretty cool. And they are adding a bunch of new things as well. On top of the other mouse that I saw this guy here, which, man, I'm not one for yellow. But, man, that Cyberpunk freaking mouse looks dope. That looks really, really cool. And I am extremely excited to see it. I want one of these myself. There's a keyboard that also is supposed to be coming out with it as well, and I would be right along that hype train. That's for sure. That is for sure. Speaking of hype train, there is now a release of what the specs are supposed to be and what you are going to need for hardware to make it actually run 4K with ray tracing. Blah, blah, blah. But, you know, NVIDIA, as incredible as they are with creating graphic cards and stuff like that, apparently doesn't know how to actually size an image so you can read it, because, like, I don't have 20/20 vision, and I definitely don't have my glasses on, so I can't read that shit at all. So, I went to the source, which is Cyberpunk, and I was like, oh, cool, that's slightly better. Not really. Okay, so then I did a little bit more of tinkering around, and boom, wow, there we go. Okay, now I can see it. Oh, wow, and if you click it, you can really read it. All right, so for you to have the settings on Ultra at 2K, you are going to need a 4790K, which is what I have, thank God, which I'll be upgrading soon, or a 3600 Ryzen 5. You need 16 gigs of RAM. A 2080 Super, that's what the S stands for, or an RTX 3070, which you can't get, or a 6800 XT, which you also can't get. Okay, cool. And then you need 70 gigs worth of storage space, which actually isn't too bad. You know, I'll take 70 gigs worth of storage space. And, you know, not bad. It ain't no Call of Duty, so that's cool. But what I really want to know is that, what is the ray tracing Ultra? Okay, so you need in order to get it at 2K, you need Windows 10. All right, fantastic. You need a 6700, which seems low to me, but okay, whatever. Okay, you need a 6700, you need 16 gigs of RAM, again, also seems low, and you need a 3080 with at least 10 gigs of VRAM. That kind of makes me cry because, well, 3080 with 10 gigs of RAM, you're not going to be able to get, at least until probably January, be my guess. That's going to be like the soonest you'll actually see more. We ordered, what did we order? I think we ordered 10, right? We ordered 10 from EVGA. And what ends up happening is that one will show up, no tracking, no information, no nothing, and boom, there it is. Just one. And then like 2 weeks later, hey, boom, there's another 2 that just showed up. No tracking, no information, no updates, no nothing. Okay, all right, cool. And then the other day, which is our most recent shipment, we had 2. And they showed up, and they were gone immediately. So I guess the moral of the story is be patient for the new video cards that are coming out. Everybody is feeling the burn when it comes to this COVID crap that's going on. We're working on a computer for AMD that has taken an absurd amount of time because of the lack of communication, B, the lack of supplies, and C, the lack of things showing up on time. We've been waiting for hardware forever and ever and ever. We finally got everything. We finally got most of our water cooling gear. We were waiting on this and that and this and that. And unfortunately, that is just the name of the game right now, especially during the pandemic. So you kind of have to sit with your thumb up your bum and you just wait. It's just the way that it is, unfortunately. So hopefully these specs are in your gaming range. You know, I don't exactly expect everybody to be able to run everything on Ray Tracing Ultra. But I bet you Ray Tracing High will probably look pretty good. And, you know, I hate to say it, but a 3070, I mean, isn't the 2080 Ti relatively close to the 3070? Or somewhere thereof. So, I don't know. Just my 2 cents. Again, we'll see a little bit more once this game actually comes out, which is supposedly on December 10th. I don't necessarily believe that just yet because they continue to push it back, but we shall see. Last but not least, I wanted to give a big shout out to Watertown, who has helped us out with a bunch of different builds and everything like that. They have actually helped us with sponsoring with a couple different things as well. And they just redid their entire website, which is actually really nice looking. It's a heck of a lot slicker than it was before. If you remember, before it was awful. It was just so terrible. And now we actually, like, there's a nice shop and you can go to it and it has like fancy pictures and they move and stuff like that. And no, you're not getting my cookies. But they actually have a new products page, and they actually have, you know, stuff on display. And if you want to go look at water blocks, wow, there's like a drop down menu that pops up and things get highlighted, and wow, I'm impressed, guys. Seriously, this is some good stuff. Now I will tell you, I'm not entirely sure if they fixed this yet. Let's see. Actually, let's go to radiators, which I know they don't have. This one, MoRad. So it says available now, right? All of these, everything's available. You can get it now. Yeah, no, that's bullshit. You click on it, and it says, yeah, available now. And then you say add to basket. And then when you go to check out here, and you go, yeah, show basket. Poo. Bam. Okay. The chosen quantity you have for the following is not available and delivery may be delayed. So most likely it'll allow you to actually go through and check out. However, there is going to be a delay in actually getting this created or anything like that. So you're still going to have to wait. So if you are on the website and you say, oh my God, it's available now, it's probably not. So just make sure you go to the actual cart and hit, you know, show the basket and stuff like that. Now, again, we still can order these parts for you guys. If you are trying to avoid some of the shipping costs and everything like that, please let us know. We'd be happy to try and get it in on the next order. We did just get a whole bunch of Watertown stuff in not too long ago, but it'll just be, 2 weeks until we order some more or something like that. So if you need anything from us, please let us know. We would be happy to get that on the order for you. So but again, we did finally get our website somewhat back in action when it comes to the new products here. We do have some of the new products on display. We do have the BIGKevin limited edition vinyl sticker. There are only a few of those available, so if you guys are interested in getting one of those awesome, these guys right here, you might want to order one now because, again, they won't last for long. So but that is about it for today, everyone. I appreciate everybody joining us today. I hope you guys had some sort of entertainment and some sort of knowledge, and we had a good time. If you didn't, I understand. Please drop me a line, send me a message, and tell me how I can improve. Tell me what I can do better and what you'd like to see more of or less of or whatever. I'd be happy to oblige and see what I can do to make it happen in the show. But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the weather out there. It's not going to last for very long, especially up here in New York. It is going to get cold, and it's going to snow soon. I'm excited about it, but not everybody is. So have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves, and we will catch up with you next week. Take care.